You did everything in the book and you still have not seen any results. That's a shame. That's a pity. That sucks. But how do you know you've done everything? Until you've hired Pinnacle. That's the question. If you haven't hired us, if you're not working with us, then you probably don't really know that you did everything. Now I'm going to show you a few things to demonstrate that you probably have not done everything, but if you think you have, or maybe you don't want to do everything, you just want to do one thing that will repair your credit fast, then this video is for you. Okay? So here we have your credit reports, okay? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All this is 1 to 12 month credit reports, okay? So typically when you hire a credit repair company, they look at one report only, the most current report, and they dispute based upon that report only. So if you've done that, or the other credit repair company is doing that, then that's a red flag right there, right? That's amateur credit repair. Okay, so you call them and you sign up and they look at that credit report for that month, and then based upon that one and the ones going forward, they dispute. But have they even looked at the other credit reports? Ask yourself, have you? So let's just say right now it's 2023. And let's just say 4 years ago or 3 years ago, 3 years back, and let's say 2021 or 2020, that's when the situation happened. That's when you started getting interrogatory status, or that's when these collections became collections, and so on and so forth. Well, just like a crime scene, the police are not going to investigate so much what's happening now, but more or less what happened before. So the time frame, they're going to go back. Now you can't hop in a time machine and go back and reenact everything, but what you can do, you can look at the past credit reports and how the creditors have reported those accounts, and you can reverse engineer that process. Now, that's a really advanced thing. That requires you to hire a professional. I don't expect you to do it, but that's just me telling you that's what you would need to do. If the company has not done this at least 12 months back, well, this is 3 years back, all right? You want to get all of these reports and take your sweet time, take your sweet merry time, and take all the information you know about credit repair and find all the violations. Simply put like that. But when you dispute these accounts, you need to know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing and you popped on YouTube and you expect to learn how to do this, you're in for a learning curve, because you're going to make mistakes. You're not perfect, are you? Right? You're bound to make mistakes. I make mistakes sometimes. I made a lot of mistakes. I've been in the game for 10 years, and in the early days of my career, I made a lot of mistakes. But I'm 10 years in this game and in this business. So you want to leverage my mistakes, my knowledge, my wisdom, my experience, and my track record to your advantage. And here at Pinnacle, we have the opportunity for you to hire us, work with us, watch my content, become educated, right? I am going to post more videos on how to repair stuff specifically and do things, but your safest bet is to hire us, okay? Until I have a legitimate course, and even if you have a course, which is the textbook on how to do everything, everything is in real time. You can't just copy and paste what's in the textbook like that. Well, you can try your best, but you'll need additional support. You'll need a mentor to help guide you. It's like a boxing match. You can't read a book on how to box. You can, but how effective are you going to be if you haven't already done it? You want to work with someone that's in the trenches and is doing it and is getting success, and has a lot of history to do that. So when you dispute your credit report, you need to use all of these laws. Let's go over them. The Fair Credit Reporting Act, the Fair Debt Collections Practice Act, the Fair and Accurate Transaction Act, the Fair Credit Billing Act, and the Equal Credit Opportunity Act. Those 5 laws. There's a video that I made based upon these, and I will leave a link in the description below or somewhere here or wherever for that video. You should watch it if you want to know how to use these laws to your advantage. There's 2 videos that I'll leave. One which is pertaining to the Fair Debt Collections Practice Act and how to use it to your advantage. We'll go into that in this video very briefly as well, as it pertains to helping you with this. Remember, if you thought you did everything, well, let's try something new. We'll go into that in a little second. So if you haven't tried all these laws, then you haven't tried everything. If you don't know these laws like the back of your hand, and if you do not have experience using these laws and getting deletions like Pinnacle Credit Repair, then your skill level is below, is not up to par, right? And you're going to get what you give. You know, if your experience is not adequate enough, then you're probably not going to get amazing results like us, continually, back after back, okay? So that's just me letting you know, Fair Credit Reporting Act, Fair Debt Prospectus Act, Fair and Accurate Transaction Act, Fair Credit Billing Act, Equal Credit Opportunity Act, all of these laws will help you remove specific things off your credit report that will help increase your score quickly. All right, you need to use these consumer laws to your advantage to improve your credit score quickly. Okay, so let's just say you tried most of this. To you, it's everything. Remember, you didn't really try everything, but it's everything that you're comfortable with doing at the moment until you get frustrated for the time being. Then you just give up or whatever, you get upset. So let's just go shift over here. All right. Let's look at how your credit scores are calculated, all right? So you disputed the accounts, all right? And by the way, you have multiple ways to dispute the accounts: online, fax, mail, or phone. And then you have the bureaus which you can dispute with. The credit bureaus, the CFPB, Attorney General, and BBB, which I never do BBB, and I never have, and I just put it up there. Just to be funny, pretty much. But I've never used BBB, gotten tons of great results. I don't know what people are, saying BBB for, but I think, people that say BBB disputes are just looking for a buzzword, a new word to market, just like Metro 2, BBB, 609. There are all these buzzwords that get you to think that it's some new method that's going to fix your credit. But these are basically fake credit repair gurus that resort to copying off trends that other YouTubers make, right? And these trends get really popular until they die out. So if you look at Brandon Weaver's credit repair channel, YouTube has shadow banned him, and he doesn't get the attention that he once did because everyone found out 609 is a crock of shit, right? That's not how you want to do things, right? Time will tell you the truth. Time will tell you the truth. I've been around longer than those guys, and I'm still around, right? YouTube is a real trendy atmosphere. People look for trendy things and they hop on the bandwagon because people go to YouTube to be entertained, and they may get all the knowledge and have done and learned everything, but they've done nothing, right? So it's not about knowing everything, it's about doing everything. It's not about knowing what to do, it's about doing what you know. Those that teach cannot do. That's why I don't see a lot of videos that I do, because I'm busy doing it. So think how the credit score is calculated, all right? Let's go into this. I think it's 35, depending upon what algorithm, FICO. 35, 30, was it 16, 15, sue me if I get it wrong, and then 10, okay? So we know the bulk of your credit score is payment history. We know the second is amounts owed, okay? Your payment history, how many payments, right? Within a year, there's 12 months, so that you get a payment point, you get a payment for each month that you make payments. That's a billing cycle of credit cards. For every single month you make payment, that's one, right? For each month. So that's calculated, and that's really important. Your amounts owed, that's your credit limits and how much you borrowed against your credit cards, your mortgage and how much you owe. That's basically how much you owe until things are paid off fair and square. Your installment loans, like a real estate installment loan, a mortgage, an auto loan, right? They look at how much you owe them and how much you paid off, and it's calculated in your FICO score by 30%. Then your length of history, they want to know how long you've had those accounts opened, like 10 years, and your payment history is on time and your balance is low. That's going to reflect your amounts owed. So the less you owe, and the more that you have available to use will increase your credit score. So keep that in mind, all right? So the things that are most difficult to remove on credit reports are collections, charge-offs. Those are the things that are really messing you up, right? These are the two factors right here and here, okay, that lenders are going to look at a lot, okay? They're going to look at all of these, but these are the big ones, Now, if you have owed a certain amount on a collection account, that could be the end of you getting approved for something. Or if you have late payments, that could be the end. So you want to make those priority. Obviously, you want to focus on all of these, but these could be the ones that are really keeping you stuck, okay? So if you have late payments, it's going to affect your payment history. Collections, it's going to affect your amounts owed and also your payment history, because obviously you're late and then become delinquent and then derogatory and then collection status. Charge-off account, that means that, you know, the creditor doesn't think you can pay that debt and it's written off, right? So lack of length, that could be one. Your credit could be so messed up that you didn't apply, that you couldn't get anything, and then years went on and you just didn't use your credit. Or you didn't use your credit because you don't know how, right? So that could be a thing. You got to start using your credit in order to build the credit length history. And no recent upgrades. Well, if you have bad credit, that means you can't get approved for new credit cards, and you can't increase your credit card limits because you probably don't have any, right? Or the credit cards you have are in the subprime category, like your Capital One, your New Horizon, you know, all of these small credit cards, your secured credit cards. These are baby credit cards, all right? You're like a baby. You're with training wheels, okay? These are credit cards with training wheels. That's where you're at. You need to move on the upper echelon of credit cards if you want to increase your score. Notice how people with bigger credit limits, they have a higher score than you, right? So that's what you got to focus on. You got to figure out how to get up the totem pole, okay? So creditors know that. Banks know. They look at your history and they see how you got approved here, or are you applying here, or if you have applied too much, okay? Then they look at the diversity. Your diversity is important. That doesn't mean just start throwing random stuff on your credit. They look at specific things. They don't just want to see a bunch of auto loans, okay? They just don't want to see just mortgages. Credit cards. You want a mix of different credit cards. Credit cards are a way to build wealth, okay? Credit cards are going to decrease your amounts owed and add payment history. So credit cards are a sure way to increase these two factors right here, and also this one, but this one takes time, which is inevitable. But there's a way to offset this one and fix this one, which we'll go over here. Now, to increase your payment history, well, you need 98% of perfect on-time payments. If you have below that, then you're a red flag right off the bat. 97, 98%, okay? You need to be above 98% to be considered excellent. So you need it 100%, or as close as 100%. No late payments. Because the more late payments you have, like a 30, 90, as close as you get to 100, to 90 to 120, you're in delinquency status, and that makes you a higher risk. 30-day late payment is not a big deal, okay? We can get that removed for you. We can get that removed for you, excuse me, okay? Yeah, you got to pay off collections. Add trade lines. Trade lines are authorized users with backdated history. Add them on your file, and then boom, voila, you've impacted your credit length history. Authorized users, primary trade lines, and secured credit cards, and then open new credit accounts. Mix it up a bit. But if you can't do this, or if you don't know what you're doing, you got to know how to do all of this like a master, okay? You want to be certified on how to do this. If you do not know how to do that, you need a credit mentor, so you can hire me. So, if you tried everything in the book of credit repair, you probably haven't tried to settle your collection. So let's go over here, okay? You need to settle your debt, okay? What happens when you're disputing accounts, or you've hired Pinnacle, an unstoppable force hits an immovable object, i.e. the credit bureaus, the collection agencies. Nothing's going to go. It's here. Okay? It's a stalemate. Nothing is going to give. They're not going to give up, and they're equally as skilled as us, or there's no violations. They're just not going anywhere. Okay? You need to think out of the box, and you need to consider something else that's paying off your debt. There are others videos. The YouTube algorithm may not like this, but it's the truth. Okay? There may be videos of credit repair gurus, credit repair experts that say never pay off collections, where they're already teaching you to not be accountable for the things that you owe. Okay? It's like, don't pay back money that you borrow from your friend. Don't pay money back that you borrow. That's a thief right there. How can you trust that person? Okay? You don't have to pay them off, is what I'm trying to say. But if you already tried to go that route and you've had no success, you need to try something else, okay? And I can almost assure you that when you pay it off, it will impact your amounts owed and your score will go up. And you can still get it removed. There's a chance that you can get it removed even if you pay it off. But let's just say you don't want to pay it off or you can't. Then credit repair is the route you have to take. But you want to hire a credit repair expert that has the track record to get this done. But if they don't, if you can't pay off that debt, then just know that it's going to be it may be difficult to fix it. It may take a long time. So let's go into debt collections for a minute, okay? So debt collectors, we're going to discuss the secrets of debt collectors that they don't want you to know. Here's a few of them. When you understand the psychology of a debt collector and their position, you have what's called perspective, okay? When you're just emotional and you only think about yourself, you have your perception of who they are. They're the people that bother you. They're the people that have wronged you. They're the people that are illegally collecting the debt that you don't owe. You borrow debt that you don't want to pay back. Face it. Don't shit yourself, okay? Come on. Be honest with yourself. The more you're honest, the more this is going to go away. I'm going to help you with this, okay? That's a perception of who these people are. But let's talk about who they really are so you can effectively get this stuff removed. Now, a debt collection agency, they're trained not to believe you. So whatever you say to them goes in through one ear and out the other. Anything you say to them is going to be just going to be used against you. Do not make up stories. They're trained to harass you until they get their money. They'll tell you to borrow from friends. They'll keep you on the phone. They're trained to keep you on the phone because the longer they keep you on the phone, statistics say that you're more receptive to giving them money. So they're going to play a game with you. They're going to try to get you on the phone. They're going to try to keep you on the phone no matter what, or threaten you. They can't do some of that stuff, which we're going to go into, okay? So they think you're a liar until you can prove to them that you know what you're talking about. I'm going to help you with that. So just know that. Don't waste your time messing around on the phone with them unless you know what you're doing. I'm going to teach you how to do it. They're incentivized to collect money from you. So let's just wrap our head around that. When we know what the person wants, we know how to fix the situation. We can have leverage over them. They're trained, they're incentivized to collect. They make bonuses on the amount of money they collect from you. So you know they want to collect the most. Okay? So given that they're going to collect the maximum amount, you need to bring your amount lower, but you need to know their profit margins. Now, these collection agencies, these people on the phone, they have the power to wipe out your debt to 15 to 35%. That's like their profit margin between there. They're making profit, anything above 15% they're making money on. Or typically it's maybe around like 25%, okay? So you know that, okay? They buy debt in bulk for pennies on the dollar. So when you know that, for pennies on the dollar, start by 25 when you negotiate. That's the lowest amount, and then they'll bring you up. Don't say 75, because then they're going to bring you up again more. Can you pay more? They're going to say, oh, I need a manager to do that. That's BS. There are no managers there that can help you. They don't want to help you. They're going to say, oh, he's at lunch. Okay? So you have to bring them all the way down in the negotiation process. Okay? Bring them all the way down and then work your way up. Okay? Know their profit margins, because when you know their profit margins, you know how to negotiate better. You know how much they bought the debt. So if I were to sell you a car, if I were to sell you this pen, okay, the thing is, if you know that I bought this pen for 50 cents and the price is $1.50, you know I'm making, $1 profit. Now you know, like, well, what if I talk him down to $1, then I'm saving 50 cents from the advertised price. Or you can go even further. Like, let's just say we build a relationship with him, tell him a story, and say, we offer him a 75 cents for this. Okay, 75 cents for this. Like a little bit more than what you paid it for. He might be comfortable to do it. Then there's some wiggle room. But here's the thing. Me selling this pen or me selling a car, whatever it is, I could sell it to anybody else, right? I could sell a product to anyone else. You have no leverage. If I don't like your price and I know someone can pay me $1.50 for this, I can sell it to somebody else. You have no leverage. The thing is, with your debt, you have all the leverage because you're the only one that's going to pay this. It has to come from you, unless you have a rich uncle or a sugar daddy or something, which you probably don't, okay? So you're the only one that could pay this, so that's your leverage, okay? You know their profit margins, so that's their leverage. And you know they're incentivized to collect money from you, so they want some money. So that means if you call them and you know this, you can negotiate for a settlement. They will accept settlements that are profitable. Now, I discussed your profit margins, all right? That's the minimum, okay? Minimum. Tell them you can pay today the lowest amount. See what they can do. Get it in writing. You need everything in writing, okay? Pay them in a check form with some instructions on the back, which I will tell you how to do later, okay? There's a way to settle debt. So if you haven't already, book a call with me, okay? Book a call, go to my website, link in the video description below, and we could have a discussion about your credit and we can talk about how to negotiate this stuff, okay? So if you want to book a call with me, there's no free calls here. I charge $100 for a phone call. It's like a 30-minute session. If you want a 30-minute session with me, it's $100 for a consultation. That's the price. Don't call me if you don't have $100. If you're trying to fix your credit, that's different. Go to my website, submit your credit report, and then we'll go through that process, and then we'll take it from there. But if you want to help get more support on this or how to go back in the archives to get credit reports, I can show you how to do that, but I charge $100 an hour, okay? And don't let them threaten you, okay? Remember, FDCPA. So go and watch my Fair Debt Collections Practice Act video in the link in the description below. So you can learn about the FDCPA and learn how to use it, okay? Then there's another video discussing all of these laws. But if you need further support, book a call with me. It's $100 for a call. And I think that pretty much wraps up everything. So guys, if you tried to repair your credit, it's not working, consider paying off this stuff. If you pay it off, it's going to affect this. You automatically know this. Okay, it's going to stop the bleeding and it's going to reduce your liability. And a lender's going to be, okay, well, he doesn't owe anyone anything. He paid it off. They will change their remark status. We can dispute it later again, okay? You have a higher chance of success that way. Some of my clients are doing this. I'm going to get on a call I'm going to get on a call right now with one of my clients and show them how to do this because we tried everything, but now it's time to settle some debts, okay? Because some of my clients have been sued. And repairing your credit doesn't keep creditors from suing you, okay? That's another fallacy. That's for another video. So guys, go ahead and share this video, comment below if you have any questions, and I'll see you on the next one.